here on BBC Radio Solent. 7 minutes to 8 o'clock, and we can talk films. It's a remarkable story, this. The former Regal Palace Cinema and Nightclub in Portsmouth is the location of a new movie. It's called All the Fear of the Fair, a thriller from local filmmakers Chris Jupp and James Jones. There's going to be a charity premiere in the city soon. I'm going to play you a little snippet of what moviegoers can expect, and if you are the type that is easily scared, you might want to turn your radio down for a minute or so.
It's something I've got to do to make amends. Right the wrongs done that day. I want to give the kids somewhere to go, keep them off the street. I want to fill it with the posters, the billboards, the cars, the games, all the sights and sounds of the old fun fair. But I ain't got it in me, not anymore. That's why I called on your services.
They want their youth club built, that's all.
You've got a point, you know. You did promise that old man you'd build it.
Yeah, but promises are made to be broken, aren't they?
Very funny, but it'll take more than a locked door to keep me quiet.
What do you mean it's locked? It can't be locked. It's a fire exit. It's never locked.
You're trying to keep me imprisoned here, aren't you? You're trying to keep this all hushed up.
Phone an ambulance.
And the police. There's some major health and safety issues going on in this site.
Crikey. Some clips from All the Fear of the Fair, which has been made by James Jones and Chris Jupp, who joins me live from his home in Portsmouth now. Morning, Chris.
Morning, Steve.
I feel like that should have an 18 certificate at this time on a Tuesday morning. Tell me a little bit about this then. How did you end up filming this in the Regal Palace?
The guy that owns the Regal Palace, David Shepherd, he comes in the shop. I've got a barber shop. So while I was trimming his hair, he was telling me, well, we're going to knock the place to bits. All of the stuff that's in there is all going to be taken out, and we're going to turn it into a nursing home.
Right.
So straight away I said, well, can I have a little walk around? So he let me in. The place was in pitch black, and we had to walk from one end of the building to the other, and it is one of the spookiest places I've ever been in.
Being in those old, cinemas, those old clubs, there's all that kind of detritus from years gone by. They are interesting and sometimes whiffy places, in my experience.
Well, anything that you could imagine being in a building was in that building. There was fairground memorabilia, there was old DJ stuff, there was lighting, there was piping, wiring, and to go from one end of it to the other in the pitch black. And then when he finally found the power and turned it on, and there's this picture of a 10-foot skeleton looking down on me, and clowns and dodgems. It was just amazing.
So the plot of the film was dictated then by what was left in the place?
Yeah, well, we weren't even going to do a script. We didn't have any time because he was going to rip the place to bits. But then as I began to write, the story just emerged. Everything just came together, and suddenly we had a script.
I don't really understand. So you're a barber by day. One of the stars of the film, who we'll talk to at 8:25, Mark White, is a chip shop owner. So this is something that you do for love?
It's something that I do. It's a hobby that it's rapidly turning into more than that, because it's really good. You have to have a job, because you just can't do one of these things. It's unsustainable at the beginning, because you don't earn any money until suddenly you make a breakthrough, and I'm hoping this is going to be the breakthrough.
It would be a remarkable thing if it was, because by all accounts this was done on the tightest of budgets, £500.
Yes, it was.
What's remarkable these days is that you can make a film for that little money. The technology is all out there in the public domain. So where can we see this? How can we experience All the Fear of the Fair?
Well, we're going to have a charity premiere very soon. And what we're doing, we're just looking for a venue at the moment. So that is what we're working on at the moment. But going back to the budget, everyone sort of worked for nothing. So everyone's got jobs. And after doing their jobs, they all said, do you know what? We're willing to come in. We're all going to work on this, and we're just going to believe in it, that it's going to work. And that's why we managed to do it for so little. Dave said, look, you can have the venue, have that for nothing. We've found a brilliant composer, Sander de Vries, and he said, look, I will make you the music. So everyone has just pulled in, and that is why, this could have been a much bigger budget had they not.
We'll talk a bit more, as I say, with Mark White after 8 o'clock this morning. Before we let you go, Chris, I don't know if you believed in ghosts and ghouls beforehand, but having been in the Regal Palace in the darkness now, do you think that there is something out there?
Well, when I first went in, I definitely felt you felt like you weren't alone. It may have been all the clowns and the posters looking down on you wherever you went, but definitely towards the end, I felt as though if there was something there, they were sort of welcoming us and sort of willing us on and willing us to succeed.
All right, Chris, it's lovely to talk to you. Chris Jupp, the writer and director of All the Fear of the Fair. You can find out more at fatfingerfilms.com. Let's get an update on the South's roads from Judy Goodlets.